What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before him, heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. This morning, let us give God thanks that we are alive and well, and we are still walking on top of our graves. Who should we give the praise to? God, because of his tender mercies towards us and his loving kindness. We are here this morning alive and well. And today, let us not complain too much of what we are going through. Let us just give him the praise and ask for his help to go through and to carry on. Remember, he will never leave us or forsake us, because when we see one set of footprints in the sand, it means that our God is carrying us through our struggles. And I can remember this story of this a group of persons. They were carrying a cross to a particular destination, but this one gentleman was carrying his. Every minute he stopped and he complained to God and said, God, cut off a piece of my cross, it's too heavy. And every as he reached a certain part of the journey, he would tell God to complain and say it's too heavy, cut off piece. And it cut off piece until it reached a reasonable size that it was easy. He could run and jump and skip with his cross because it was easy for him to carry. But the others were there struggling, stopping and sweating and resting and lifting their cross and struggling to carry their long heavy cross. But when they reached at this particular spot, there was a breakaway in the ground. And this young man couldn't get across because the cross that he was carrying, it was the one that would help him get across. But he did not know that. Because he was carrying it and he was complaining so much and saying, Lord, it's so heavy, he cannot manage to cut off a piece. But the others who struggled with theirs, when they reached that breaking point, they stretched their cross across the breakaway and they walk on it and get across. But this man, he could not get across because his cross, it was too short. It couldn't go over the breakage for him to get across. So what I'm saying to, sometimes we are going through things. Don't complain too much to God and say, Lord, take it away from me. Take off some. Carry on. Go through. If you have to cry, cry. Whatever you have to do, go along with it. Because you don't know why you are going through what you're going through. Because somewhere along the line, you're going to need it to get over some obstacles in our lives. Because this man, he did not know that some part of the journey he was going to need that cross with that same length to get across. But he kept complaining to God and said, take off some, it's too heavy. But when he reached the spot where he really needed the cross, he couldn't get across. So what we are going through, God knows why he put it on us. And he knows why we are going through it, because he knows that we are going to need it along this life journey. So what I'm trying to say this morning, don't complain too much of what you're going through. Give God thanks. In everything, give thanks. It is sometimes hard to give thanks. But we need to what? We need to give him thanks anyway. It's hard, but what's what? We can make it. Let us give him thanks. Don't complain too much of the struggles that we face in life. Like this man in this story, as he walked a bit of the journey, he complains to God to take off a piece of this, and he keep cutting the cross until he couldn't help him when he reached that obstacle in his life. So my friends,